So the point of all this is that the book that I was going to recommend, is called The Failure of Political Islam by Roy Olivier. I think it's a brilliant book. He's not a Muslim. He's a French intellectual who originally did studies in Afghanistan. But he really studied very seriously the modern political scene in the Muslim world. And I think he gives a brilliant analysis of what's called fundamentalism. It's called The Failure of Political Islam by Roy Olivier. Roy Olivier. It's French. If you're used to reading French intellectuals, it's got a little bit of that in there. They tend to be abstruse, almost purposely. But the basic gist of his argument is that what happened within the Muslim world is that there was a radical secularization within the elite, the intellectual elites of the Muslim world. Many of them adopted socialism and communism as ways of dealing with colonialism. You will see Algeria is a good example of this, right? Ahmed Ben Bella, Boumediene. These are, the revolutionaries that free their countries from the yoke of colonialism. Another example is Libya, right? The Jamahiriya. He's a socialist in his views. Jamal Abdel Nasser, who's kind of switching back and forth, but basically a socialist worldview. The Palestinian Liberation Organization, a communist organization, right, from inception. The idea was definitely the oppressed versus the oppressed within a dialectical, this Marxist dialectic. Well, with also Iraq, the Ba'athist Party, socialist. Syria, socialist. We forget this, that how deeply this Marxist idea moves into the Muslim world. Yemen, communist. The communists take over Yemen. Communism traditionally has seen religion as an enemy, the opiate of the masses. This in the Muslim world was a little more difficult because of the depth of the sacred tradition still within those. And so the type of communism, the socialism, there's almost let's reinterpret our tradition. The Prophet was a communist, right? And there's some of the Western, people said this about Jesus, the original communitarian. The disciples are giving up all their possessions for the poor. So and now you have within the Catholic Church a very strong Marxist tradition, liberation theology. Sandinistas, many of the people within the Sandinista were very devout. Ernesto Cardenal was a Jesuit priest. He becomes the minister of culture in Nicaragua. So within the Catholic Church, particularly in the so-called oppressed lands like Brazil and these places, you find within Christianity a Marxist redaction of the Christian teaching. And it's very appealing. You mix Marxism and Christianity to the masses, or Marxism becomes very appealing if you're oppressed. And suddenly your oppression doesn't have to be a materialistic, but now you can be oppressed for the sake of God, right? It's a little easier to bear than purely So what happens is as communism begins to crumble, right? People, what are we going to do? Socialism fails. It fails in Algeria. It fails in Egypt. It fails in Iraq. It fails in Syria. Well, Islam. Oh, why didn't we see this before? Right? We used to be great. We had the Bani Umayyah. We had the Abbasids. We had the Ottoman Empire. We were great. We were ruling the world. People looked at us. We were the superpower. We were the big guy on the block. And why was that? Well, because God's grace was on us. Right? And there's a lot of Americans believe this. Right? Reagan was very much in that vein of manifest destiny. America has a divine mission. Right? The Americans, God bless America. Right? There is an idea that when somebody's up at the top, that God sheds His grace on us. This is divine grace. We wouldn't have all this stuff if God wasn't pleased with us, which is alien to the Quranic worldview, by the way. The Quran says if God gives man a lot, then man says, oh, God's pleased with me. And if He gives him a hard time, man says, He's angry at me, He's upset with me. Whereas from the Quranic worldview, the testing is good and evil. You're tested with want and abundance, that they're both tests from God.